Hi, this is Art Lieberman of StressReliefForTeachers.net, and I am going to talk to you today about Beyond the Body List. And you may have seen my earlier videos, one about memorizing the calendar in 20 minutes, and the other is about the body list. This is now called Beyond the Body List. And you can use the body list by itself to easily remember lists of 10 things. You can even surprise and maybe annoy your friends by doing this for them, at parties and things. I've done it many times, the surprising part, not the annoying. And yeah, so Beyond the Body List. Now I'm going to show you the code behind the body list, and I'm going to try to go slow enough so that it makes sense to you. Lots of people have written about this code. This code is what forms the basis of what are called peg words in memory. Okay, and the first thing I'm going to tell you about this code is the body list does not exactly follow the code. Okay, in all cases, and so let's start down here with toe. Okay, so number one on the body list is toe. And I'm seeing if I can remember what our list was when I last did this, and that doesn't always work, but I think it might today. So we talked about orange juice, and I imagined orange juice, sticky orange juice, in between my toes. Okay, well, here is the code part. Just stick with me. This is one of those things where you gotta learn the pieces maybe before you can get the whole. The whole is the whole idea is this is going to be a great memory tool. The pieces are right here. So I'm going to tell you is pieces today. And then in another one, we'll get to peg words. But right now we're talking about this word toe. And number one in this system, and I do not know who invented this system. It's been around a long time. I learned it first from Harry Lorraine in his book called The Memory Book. Number one is the t or the d sound, not the letters, but the sound, and all this has to do with sound. So we can make words out of that sound. The vowels don't count. H's don't count, and like W's and Y's don't count, okay? So and doubled letters, doubled consonants, they just count as one, okay? So anyway, but T and D, t, d. That's the sound right there. Okay, now, actually, number one, toe actually does work for this number one, okay, because it starts with the t and goes to O. But what are some other words we can form that follow the rules? Tie, like a tie you wear, okay? The nice thing about the tie is also shaped as a one. The downstroke looks like a tie, and so it's a particularly good one, I think, for doing this. Let's go on to the next one. So for number two, the word is, or the sound is and one way to remember this is that the two has two downstrokes. 1, 2. Okay. All right. And then you can see, already see number three. Here it is. Okay, number three is This is why we use the word meat and not thigh, because thigh doesn't meet this rule, so to speak. Okay. Back to number two, by the way, this does follow the rule, because the only consonant sound that you hear, the only consonant sound that you hear is the For number three, you hear the consonant but really if we said the word meat, it would really be a 31, but because we have a 3 and then a 1 right here with the t, the downstroke of the t. Okay? Now that's probably went too fast for some of you. All right? Again, the body list does not strictly follow the rules. It only follows the rules at the beginning of the sound. Okay? Then they don't worry about it as they go on. Number 4, the sound. So we have the sound. Number 4 goes with the sound. I wonder if there's 4. You can think of the as 4 strokes. Well, the number 4 ends in an and that works right there for just kind of remembering that the number 4 goes with the sound. The E and the A don't count because they're vowels. On the body list, we don't even worry about the final consonant sounds in here, just the beginning consonant sound. All right. The body list, we're not even worried about the sounds. We're just thinking about the part of the body and how to use it in memory. Okay. Now, number 5, the reason this is love handles and not waist is because the it goes with the number 5. And I'm trying to come up with a good way to remember that and the 5 go together. And the best way is just to remember the body list. You get to number 5, and what is it? Start with the sound. See, that's one reason to start with the body list. You start with the body list, and you'll get this. So there's the sound. That's a lowercase l right there. Okay. Now let's go over to 6. 6 has a group of sounds. Okay, that are related. That are phonetically related sounds. We have the sh, ch, and j sounds. They are phonetically related sounds. So, and you see shoulder starts with the sh, and so that's the number 6. So number 6 is related with that sh, ch, j sound. Okay? And these are the phonetic sounds that go with numbers. So you can take numbers and start making words out of them by filling in vowels. So here's a word that would be good as a peg word for number 6. Shoe. Shoe is good because it starts with the SH sound, and then it doesn't have any more consonants. Shoulder's not a great peg word. It would have 1, 2, 3, 4 digits. It'd be a 4-digit number. It'd be 6, 1. What's the d? Okay, I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden. And then the 4 or the R, the 4 at the end. I'm gonna get to the d. That's what my problem is. Okay, all right. One of them anyway. One of my problems. So 7 is the k or the g sound. The k or the g, and so okay, I notice. The D is also a 1. Okay. And did I share that on number 1? Let's go back. Yeah, it's the D. It's the D also. Okay. I'm sorry. So it just came back to me. Does your brain work like that? That's how my brain works. Okay. It can be annoying sometimes. So back to shoulder. So this would be a 6114, 6,114 is what really would shoulder be. I'm probably just, you know what? Just forget about that. All I need you to remember right now is that the 6 goes with the SH, CH, or J sound. Sh, ch, j. Okay. Now back to k. 7 is the k sound. The k sound. Notice it's the k sound. Even though the word collar starts with a C, we're not worried about the letter. We're looking at the sound. The k, g sound. Okay? All right. Now, number 8 on the body list is face. And so we're looking only at the initial sound of the word, the initial sound. F, f, and the related, phonetically related sound of v, 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 v. You'll notice with a lot of these pairings, one of the sounds is vocalized. V. If you put your hand at your throat, then you'll feel it vibrate. But when you say f, you won't feel your throat vibrate. That's the basic difference between these two sounds, okay? And, all right, so that's 8 face. Okay, now this is why number 9 is the p, but, and we got point instead of head or skull or something like that. You go with bonehead, I guess, So, b, p, or but, and that's why it's point, and some go with the word bean, and or beanie to get the b sound in there. I learned it like this, and so I'm sticking with that. And but if you want to go with bean or beanie, that's fine. In other words, you can change this around to suit yourself. All right. So, but now the last one we're going to go to is actually a 0, because we're only looking at single digits. And in the body list, you don't start with a 0, because people don't start counting things with a 0. They start with a 1, and you go up to 10. And 10 is a 2-digit number. Okay. So, but the 0 is represented by the s, z, or whoops, not the sh. That's actually wrong. Okay. The s or z or zh sound with ceiling, okay, is the 0. See, the initial sound is s. Even though it starts with the same letter as collar, the original sound is a s or z sound. So with these rules, you can start making up 2-digit peg words. And most people who create a huge amount of power with these peg words concentrate on going 0 through 100 with their pegs. Okay, so here's a good 0 word: zoo. Zoo. It starts with a Z. And so zoo, if you had to remember just 0 all by itself, you could go with zoo. And they all have to be concrete words. And I'm just going to borrow from this particular, hearing noise outside is because I'm at school and those are students outside. So I'm borrowing from this blog, Building a Master Memory. And this post actually came in in 2009. But this person has put together a list of 100 peg words. You can find this at memoryskills.blogspot.com, and is as good as any other. So he has 0 is saw. Okay. Number 2, a tie. Number 1 is a tie. We already talked about. Number 2 is Noah, and number 3 is ma. Number 4, he goes with raw. And I did rye, like rye bread, when I learned it. But so far, they're the same as the ones I remembered. And then law. 6 is shoe. We already talked about the word shoe. I like that the 6 is actually kind of shaped like a shoe. 7 is key here. Number 9 is ivy. So notice that a vowel can go before the consonant sound. It doesn't count. So you have the word ivy. And then number 9 is bee. All right. See, number 10 is toes with the S on the end. And number 11, tot. So you can, this is how you build the 1 digits. So now let's look at 2 digits though. Okay, so we got, see, number 10 is toes. 1, 0. If you wanted it to be deer, it could be does, like more than one deer, female deers, does. Number 11. Tot. This says a baby, but I'm getting a lot more funny images with tater tots. Okay, just blame Napoleon Dynamite. And then number 2 is tan. I always liked the peg word tin, like something made out of tin. And number 13, he uses the word, or she. I'm not sure who's writing this. 13 is damn. I used the word tomb. Okay, and here's 14 is tire. Apparently we have somebody from the UK or UK influenced spelling, because in the United States we would spell this T-I-R-E. And then I like the word tire. It's great. I always enjoyed the word tomb though. And then number 5 is towel. Now notice the W doesn't count, the T and the L. So, and notice all these start with the T or D because they all start with a 1. Okay, but then the back of the word is going to change. Following what I talked about with when I showed you the body list. Okay, so that gives you a quick intro to how this is going to work. Now, so what do you do with these? What do you do with these? You do the same thing we did with the body list. So let's say you have to memorize a list of 20 things. Okay, so there's 1 through 20, and so you can actually you start with a 0 here, so that's actually 21 different things. But maybe you had to memorize a list of 20 different things, and you're going to link these things in a silly way to all these. Like, let's say you but let's say you talk to 20 different people in a particular day, and you need to remember who you talk to and in what order you talk to them. So let's say you talk to Sam, and you picture you putting a necktie, another tie around his neck. Okay, make it silly. Okay, right? And then, so think of somebody you know by the name of Sam. And then the second person you talked to was Juan. Okay, Juan. And you think of 2 wands going on to Noah's Ark. Okay, and they're waving, and you see Noah coming up behind him going, "No, you can't be here. Get off of here." And he kicks him off, getting silly here, right? And then you just go on through that with your memory ideas. You make a strong, imaginative link with the peg word with what you want to memorize. So if you practice with the body list first, you'll start getting good at it. If you memorize the calendar, it's the same idea when we memorize the calendar. All right? So that is beyond the body list. Okay? I am Art Lieberman at stressreliefforteachers.net, and I'm mostly sharing this with you because it's fun. And I hope you are having a great day, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a mom, whether you're just somebody who wants to end up with a better memory. This is the 3rd in our series of memory, and we will do another one soon. All right. And we are out.